LeBron did what?
You'll never guess who's calling me right now. Who could be at the door?
Tom Brady. Welcome back to the Harvester Sports Podcast, episode 51. I'm Austin.
I took a drink of LaCroix right before we started. Or, I mean, bleep it out. We're not sponsored by any certain carbonated beverage. I'm Noah.
By the way, he's got two of them locked and loaded.
Yeah. It's a double LaCroix type of night.
Yeah, also, if you're wondering what's up with the beard, sadly, I'm 122 years old today. The Raiders have taken 100 years off of my life this past weekend, so this is just me from now on. That was a lot. My face is going to be red the rest of the night for that 10-second joke. Like, I'm going to get a rash.
Yeah, no, you're going to have, like, the worst acne of your life all around.
Oh, 100% just for a 10-second joke.
The Raiders had a bye week this week, so we don't need to talk about the Raiders at all.
Yeah, just please, go. If you're here to just cry about the Raiders, let's just talk about it in the comments. Let's just relax for today.
I have one thing to say to you boys and gals about the Raiders. It is incredibly sad that the Raiders are 0-3. That being said, when I look at their record and where they need to be, the Raiders made the playoffs at 10-7 last year. In order for them to make the playoffs for the rest of the year, based on that, so that means the Raiders should go 10-4. This team is good enough to go 10-4.
This team is for sure good enough to go 10-4. That's what hurts the most.
This team is 0-3. They're good enough that if a few plays went differently, could be 3-0 right now.
Exactly.
So when I think like we need to go on a win streak, it's like, yeah, we could very easily go on a 3-game win streak and we're 500. That's the scary part.
One possession games, all three.
And somebody told us, somebody commented that that hope is what kills you slowly. You know what?
That's deep, man.
Not having hope. That kills you quickly.
Not having hope? Yes. Dude, it's something. Know. Let's workshop it and let's get back to it.
I think just being a Raiders fan kills you slowly.
No,
so
yeah.
It's not even a matter.
Does it look like I'm mentally okay now? What I would say, someone's calling. What I would say before we move on is we very close to being like 3-0. Like those games, like we were it was so close. Like we could easily be 3-0. And going 10-4 the rest of the season, it feels like it's possible. Especially even though nothing's going our way, some things have gone our way with this last week with the Chiefs and the Chargers losing. So that, like, at least that was some glimmer of like hope in the distance.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because obviously being the only 0-3 team in the league is not where you want to be, but it's difficult. Like I wouldn't give up hope because this team is talented enough that they could. It's well within the realm of reason to think that they could win the next 3 games, be back at 500, and be okay for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Or that they go 10-4 the rest of the season. That's not out of the realm of possibility at all.
Where we need to start is beating the Broncos. That's where it has to start.
Well, yeah, it starts that week, and then after that, it's the next opponent, and then the next opponent.
It's one game at a time.
1 week at a time.
What we can't do
because
mentally, what would happen to you if we go into the bye week 0-5?
Well, that's the thing about the Raiders is that any given matchup, this team is good enough that they could win any given matchup.
Yeah.
As we've seen, this team also could potentially lose any given matchup.
Yeah.
There's no gimmies and there's no like, oh, that's not even a shot.
Exactly. I think if you look up,
we could beat the Bills and that wouldn't surprise me, and we could lose to the
Jags.
The Jags
are good now, I guess.
Yeah, I was trying to think. The Giants were going to be my go-to to say, and then I realized they're somehow 2-1.
Dude, it's just I don't even know what to say. It's going to be. I think what you said is right. They got to take it one game at a time. Let's start with the Broncos, and let's just keep rolling through the season. Because once you start to get momentum, the Raiders are going to be good. The Raiders are going to be rolling. I don't like I know everyone's like, oh, it's McDaniel's first year here. I'm like, okay, but we've had so many coaches like it's just his first year. I'm like, guys, we have so much talent on the roster. we took a step back really from last. We were a playoff team last season. It's time. It can't just be. We can't be like, this is my first year coaching. It's got to be. We got to go. We have to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're a coach or a player, the NFL, in the NFL, greatness is determined by your ability to perform when the opportunity rises, and that's when you gotta, I mean, there's a lot of positions where you're just thrown in, and that's how it always is.
Yep.
Rich Bisaccia got thrown in there.
Rich Bisaccia did get thrown in there.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. I was gonna say, looking back at that, do you think the Raiders should Mark Davis should he have listened to locker room and kept Bisaccia around?
Wow, it's hard to say. I mean,
it is hard looking back and being like, well, they made the playoffs with him, and then we're 0-3 with Daniel. So it's like it's easy to be like, oh, of course then, but we never got to really see a full season of Rich.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there's just a lot of factors at play.
Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, let's go into our next topic. Eli Manning. Okay, Eli Manning, Russell Wilson. They got a little argument. Not really an argument. It's more one-sided. Eli made a comment, and Russ made a comment. So basically, Eli said that the Broncos should have paid the Broncos punter $235 million instead of Russell Wilson. And then today,
also, well, in the context of the ESPN Gamecast, right?
Yeah,
where he's like, they make a lot of jokes. And
yeah,
stuff
exactly. This is Eli and Peyton's, like, when they're commentating the football games, like, they're making a lot of jokes the whole time. Okay, but so yeah, basically Eli said that they should have paid the punter instead of Russell Wilson, and then Russell Wilson today chirped back and said that he's 3-0 against Chad Powers, which is that video that Eli posted where he went undercover for Penn State, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, Penn State.
Yeah, but that
walk on you.
Yeah, exactly. Do you like these little, like, chirps that we see in the NFL, and do you think we should, like, would you want to see more of them, or do you think this is just...
Yeah, it's just there's some people that, I mean, it's just what Russell Wilson's under a lot of flack right now, so anything he says, people are, I don't, there's some stuff that certain people can say, and it's like, dude, that was sick. And there's other people, it's like, okay, it's kind of goofy, take a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about earlier that it even feels like it's gone a little too far in anything Russ does. And was like, look at Russ just being this idiot. I'm like, he's just living his life.
Yeah.
He's just getting food.
I don't know. Russ does, I go back and forth because Russ does a lot of cringy stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of gotten to the point where people are so quick to point out cringy things that Russ does.
Yeah.
That he'll just be living his life, and people are like, "Look how goofy he is." I'm like,
he's just with his wife.
Yeah,
he's at dinner.
He's just on a date. He's just speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I was thinking that like how people are too hard on Russ. Like the man just wants to live his life. They say everything he does is cringy. But then the sandwich video.
Yeah, that one was good.
Then the sandwich video came out, and that's like, there's no defending.
Sometimes there's a little too much is piled up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like, Russ, man, like, I want to defend you, but you seem like a serial killer in that or something.
The one that I keep going back to is still is when he called himself Mr. Unlimited. That's the one that hurts.
Unlimited.
Yeah, I want to be Mr. Unlimited. I'm like, you can't give yourself the nickname too.
Mr. Unlimited.
And the way he said it.
Well, and the one with his wife too.
When his own teammates like recreated it like language.
Yeah, he's got quite a assortment of interesting things he's done. I mean, yeah, but Russ, I don't know. I still think that this year, currently, Russ is probably one of the most overhated players in the NFL. Which I hop back and forth because sometimes I'm one of those people hating on him.
Yeah,
but it's because he's not cooking.
No, he's not cooking. And it's also interesting because I think he's even getting more hate than usual because there was so much hype around him coming to the Broncos. Like, they were going to instantly be, like, the head of the division and, like, take it away.
Yeah, which I don't think...
I never thought that was going to be the case.
Yeah, I didn't... I mean, I think Russ is a great quarterback, and he has been great. But, yeah, I mean, the expectations people were placing on the Broncos this season were kind of ridiculous.
Exactly. Like, the expectations of coming into this, like, really intense AFC West and just, like, taking it away, I felt like was a lot of weight in Russell Wilson's shoulders. Especially after you trade so much to go get the man, right? He's coming to a team that's already had, like, stuff stripped away from him, so now he's got even less to work with. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's just life in the NFL sometimes. Let's talk about something... Before we get back into some more lighthearted things, Mac Jones went down with a severe high ankle sprain. and it's said that he might have to get surgery. The videos, I hate videos of people getting injured. I also hate videos of people like crying and stuff. And the video of him getting taken off the sideline, that hurt my heart. Like if him wailing in pain, I'm like, we don't have to film this. We do not have to film this for the man right now. It hurts me every time when I watch Derek's like mic'd up injury video, Mac Jones injury video. I'm like, I don't need to see this. But I was wondering, do you think the Patriots should stay with Brian Hoyer, who's their current backup quarterback, or do you think they should go grab a free agent like Glennon, or even bring back Cam Newton?
I think Mac is the guy.
Yeah.
I think it's unfortunate that he's hurt.
Yeah.
That he's going to be out. I don't think the Patriots are a deep playoff run team right now anyways. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't go too far out of my way to get somebody that you think can get you a couple more wins in Mac's absence, because I think Mac's the guy long term.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. But I mean, going grabbing somebody like, even like if they thought that Cam Newton was the better guy than Brian Hoyer, then why is Cam Newton a free agent? Like at some point somebody would have signed him as a backup.
Exactly.
I have to think if they thought that he was a guy to be a backup.
I guess it just depends, like, what the Patriots, like, how long Mac's going to be out. Because there's not really a timetable right now. It's up to, like, 6 weeks, or it's up to the full season. And still, like, I think exactly what you said. They're not a team where it's like, oh, they were for sure playoff locks if Mac was here. So now Mac's out. It might as well just coast, like with Brian.
Even look at the 49ers and look at the Patriots. Both have a QB from the same year that got injured. Mm-hmm. But I think it's drastically different situations. Mm-hmm. Obviously Mac is not out for the whole season, or at least we're not expecting Mac to be out for the whole season like Trey Lance. But I think with Trey Lance getting injured, it's like, oh man, Trey Lance's job is like, it's potentially like Trey Lance is out for the whole season. Mm-hmm. Jimmy G can cook, and Trey Lance isn't the guy anymore potentially. Yeah. But Mac, I think my perspective is that Mac is he's the guy to lock in there, and he's going to be the next Belichick Patriot quarterback for a while.
And because Mac came in and started quick, and he showed like, oh yeah, he can win football games. He can be the starter. Every time Trey Lance has been in, it's been like, like there's been talks around like put Jimmy G back in even. There's been like, oh, it was the weather around Trey, even though against the Bears game it was a hurricane. But still, it's like Trey never came in and was like, this is our guy 100%.
It's almost like that's what you need in order to have a successful quarterback. Is to just say like, this is our guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's the right decision or the wrong decision, make a decision.
Yeah, you know? Look what happened with Tua.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is it's early on in the season. Yeah. But is Mike McDaniel the early front runner for Coach of the Year?
Oh, dude, like,
or Dan Campbell maybe. But
okay, so we'll split it up into two questions. First, the Lions are like, again, it might be HBO Max bias for watching Hard Knocks.
Yeah, no,
love the Lions.
Yeah,
though.
To be clear, my rationale for why it could be Dan Campbell is absolutely just based on Hard Knocks.
Dude, but
every time. But Mike McDaniel is.
Oh yeah, because I think where you were going to, what you were like hinting at, is for sure right. Because Tua, it was all Tua's a starter, pull him out. Tua's a starter, pull him out. It was like back and forth. Fitzmagic is going in, and then Daniels comes in, and it's like, Tua's our guy, and Tua comes in, and he was killing it now.
Yeah, and I mean, Mike McDaniel, for a first-year head coach, has come in with confidence. Mm-hmm. He's been confident in what he's doing and confident that Tua's the guy, and we're going to go out there, we're going to ball, we're going to sling it, and we're going to just, I mean, like, it's just straight, confident offense, and, like, not scared play calling.
Exactly.
You know, like he's letting Tua cook, like saying, all right, go out there and ball. And he's also, from what I've seen, he seems like he's like a player's coach.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody on the team
he's always been like, his interviews are hilarious. But I think totally, because Tua like still makes like mistakes, right? Tua's not a perfect quarterback. But, like, they gave him the chance. They said, you're going to be our guy. They put him out there, and it worked. Like, he's making these plays. Him and Tyreek and Jalen Waddle look like they're going to be an insane, like, trio in the NFL.
And contrary to what some people in, like, our TikTok comments have said, where they take something we said and, like, out of context or whatever about Tua, and they're like, oh, the Tua hate.
Yeah.
I have always thought that Tua needed an opportunity.
Yeah.
He needed a coach and an offense that was going to that was going to work with him and trust that he was the guy, or at least let him try to be the guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to be like Tua as a Pro Bowler, Tua as a Pro Bowler. You just need to like give him an opportunity to try to be one.
I don't care what type of. I don't care if I hate you as a quarterback. But if you're a first-round quarterback and you're not getting the chance to go out there and just prove yourself, I'll still fight for you. Even if I don't like you, like even if I didn't like Tua, I'm like, still put the guy out there and let's just see what happens. Like let's just see what the full potential of Tua is.
Because heading into this season, everybody has been saying this season is do or die for Tua.
Yeah.
He either plays well this season or he doesn't, and you realize, okay, it's time to move on. Tua's not it. And so when you have a situation like that where you can say like, okay, this whole season we're gonna live or die by Tua.
Yeah.
Like he's our guy. Let's just we'll see what happens and put our full faith in him and see what happens. And then it's working out, looking like he is that guy.
Yeah, exactly. And like also dudes like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been insane this year. Also, like Jalen Hurts might be the MVP candidate at the end of the year. Like guys like this who come out and like, no matter what their situation, but they just were given the chance to play and it just works. Like it like look what happens when you just give your quarterback a great opportunity to protect them and just, let them play, right? You protect your rookie quarterbacks, you go out and you get that offensive line for them like they did in Miami, and you just say, go play football and let's just see what happens. Let's just see the light shine. And like again, like we were saying with Tua, it feels like Tua, it's almost like the Niners are betraying themselves a little bit, because when they throw Tua out there and he does bad.
The Niners?
Yeah, the Niners. My bad. So, was I talking about? I said Trey, right? Or I said Tua. My bad, dog.
I don't know. You said the Niners are throwing Tua out there.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
You got one. Something was not right.
Okay. The Niners feel like they're betraying Tua a little bit also, or maybe even themselves, because when they throw... Did I say it again?
Yeah,
Yes.
I might be going insane. I don't know what's happening.
Let me go slow. The Niners feel like they're betraying... I wanted to say it again. The Niners feel like they're betraying Trey, or even themselves, because when they throw him out there, he does bad and they pull him instantly, and we don't get to see him just like learn over a few games and stuff like that. That feels like it's hurting him because you're not really seeing the full potential. And then they're like, they've seen what he's done. They're like, we're good. It's all we need to see.
I think the reality of today's NFL, with how pass heavy it is, and just everything about today's NFL, to think that you are going to be successful with a rookie quarterback is just kind of naive.
Yeah.
So I think you have to, the bar for what qualifies as a successful rookie season for a quarterback is should be fairly low. Where you just have to, if you're in a situation where you're drafting a first half of the first 10 picks, quarterback, then you're not in a situation where you're getting to the playoffs. Give the man a season.
Exactly.
See what happens. There's just rookie quarterbacks don't make the playoffs. So to think that you're gonna be stressing about, I mean, you do want to win. You do want to win. Obviously, you should be stressing over winning or losing. But to think that oh man, we should we be putting him in? It's like, dude, if you think he's gonna be your guy long term, leave him in. Let him get experience.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking about with the Steelers situation, because people are already demanding for Kenny Pickett, and that is a kind of different scenario because they're doing bad. So fans are like, might as well see the young quarterback come in. And still, I don't know what the Steelers mentality is. Are they we think we can survive with Mitch, or is it just the fans are right? Go.
Well, it's more understandable to me if fans are looking at the Steelers and saying, we drafted Kenny as the first quarterback to go. Yeah. If we think he's going to be our guy long term, let's put him in soon, get him some reps, some game time experience. If we think Trubisky's not it long term, that makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense is when people are like, Kenny would have made that throw.
Yeah,
Kenny wouldn't have thrown that pick.
I'm like, you don't know.
No, you haven't watched him play in an NFL game.
No, I'm like, you do not know what Kenny Pickett can do.
Yeah, so to say to say that just because the grass is greener on the other side is the only reason for that is that Kenny's got to be better than Mitch. No, he doesn't got to be.
No, he doesn't got to be. And exactly right. You don't know. It's Kenny would come in and we'd be winning this football game. Do you know that? The man's a rookie quarterback. He hasn't played a snap yet.
Yeah, you can say, like, bring Kenny in because it's going to be benefits in the long run. But to be like, okay, Kenny's with, like, 2-minute drill, we're down by 7. If we bring Kenny in, we win this game. Like, I mean, maybe. And it's definitely possible.
And you want to go...
But you can't say that you know that.
Yeah, what do you want to do? Kenny, you're a rookie quarterback. You haven't played a snap in the NFL yet. Go play against Bill Belichick's defense right now. Just go play. The man has won an infinite amount of Super Bowls. Let this be your first start. Go play, Kenny. And it's like, that's not going to be a good look for the boy. Something broke. Something's dead. Oh, next one up.
Round 2.
Quick reload.
Oh, I should have done that closer to the mic for some ASMR. I can just...
That's good.
Yes.
So now let's talk about something. I don't know how to word this, so I'm just going to go at it peacefully. Christian Wilkins, D-tackle for the Dolphins, grabbed Josh Allen's lower extremities in a dog pile, okay? And it's been confirmed by Josh Allen, and when asked about it, Christian Wilkins said, with alpha males, that's how it goes. I have 2 questions. Is that how it goes?
Yes.
Is that how it goes with alpha males? And in a dog pile, if you were in the NFL, or no rules, would you have no rules?
I've always known I was an alpha male.
No, when Christian Wilkins said with alpha males, that's how it goes, I said, yeah. That is how it goes, Christian. I felt like I got like
one of us.
That's what next game I'll be. Grab it, Wilkins. But yeah, like, is that the wildest thing for him to say? Like, for him to get accused and then to be like, it's my bad, I didn't know what I was reaching for, but him just to be like, that's just how it goes with alpha males. Like, what?
No, that's the best response you could have, I think.
And then for Josh Allen to say he's been known for it.
No, if you get caught on tape grabbing, then you gotta just own that. Like, there's nothing else you can do.
Dude, especially if they did an NFL or ESPN 30 for 30 and it's just your face like this. What were you doing here? Just alphas. But like, I've always said, in a dog pile, I'm probably pulling, twisting stuff. I don't care about that. Ball's coming with me.
Oh no!
Yeah,
there's for sure egregious things being said at the bottom of NFL dog piles.
Dude, and depending on how deep I am in the dog pile, if you see me come up with my helmet off, I was biting stuff. you just come up and there's just blood. Do you think I would survive the bottom of an NFL dog pile or be dead?
You come out paralyzed.
Thank you.
And NBA media days were this week, and old Greg Popovich, Spurs coach. I don't know if you saw what Pop said.
I think I did see it.
That they were during a press conference. Pop straight up said, "If you're a betting man, don't place a bet on us to win the championship this year."
At least he's honest. But also for morale, don't say it, man.
But any other coach.
No.
Any other coach that's not Pop saying that, he would be getting a lot more flack.
Oh, yeah.
But Pop says it, and it's like, yeah, that's classic.
Him and Steve Kerr, it's like, yeah. No, not even. Steve Kerr would probably get flamed, too.
No, Steve Kerr would never.
Yeah, but Pop, for sure, Pop, everyone's like, oh, Pop. Like, just a classic one-liner.
He's not wrong, either.
No, he's not. But if you were, like, a player and you saw that, I might be like, that's funny. You know, he's just being Pop.
Yeah,
But if Ty Lue hits me with that,
no, yeah, if you're like,
if I'm sitting there, Ty Lue hits me with that, I'm going, well, great.
Well, that's like, did you see the thing the Hawks posted?
What they say?
The Hawks posted this Polaroid and they each, like 5 different players wrote their goal for the year. They all said win championship, win championship, win championship. Clint said, "Go to the Eastern Conference Finals and and make first or second team all defense." Everybody else said win the championship. He said, "I'd like to give Giannis and the Bucks a good run for the money in the playoffs, and I'd like to be on the defense team."
That's really specific. That's really specific to put that as your goal.
Yeah. Saying, I want to make it to the conference championship.
Yeah.
And then an individual goal.
Obviously, he didn't get the memo, or someone betrayed him. Someone said, "Write your individual."
Yeah, no,
someone did him dirty.
Somebody might have handed him the Polaroid and like worded it a little differently than they worded it to all the other ones.
Oh, because it would have been so simple for them just to take the pictures of the guys and then digitally just put win championship for all of them. But
yeah,
they specifically were like, "What's your answer?" He's like, "Probably to a second or second team." I love his honesty.
I mean.
What if he would have been like, make it out of the first round?
I don't know, winning record?
What do you think LeBron's, if they did that?
Get some minutes? Or if you get traded?
Some minutes? Oh, get traded.
Contract worth at least 15 mil.
If they did that to the Lakers, what do you think some of their goals for the season would be? What would 80s be? Stay healthy.
Dude, 80, well, that's the stuff that the Lakers were saying at their media day. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff that was being said, this team is winning 40 games.
Just by the vibe of what they're saying?
Yeah, like, this is not... There's... Like, what in the world? There's no way this is a real... Like, it's like this is a reality TV show or something. This is not real life. There's no way this is a real basketball team.
I knew that from when Pat Bev said, they get to play with me. I knew that. Yeah. From that quote, I was like, oh, yeah. It's going to be a great season.
Anthony Davis said... that he's not like worried. He's not worried about the expectations that he has to play like a Greek god. People expect you to play. Period. all the bar is so low for you, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
The bar is not for you to play like a Greek god. It's for you to play. We just want you to be in uniform on the court, not in street clothes.
His goal just says play at least 50 games.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Dude, if I had to pick what LeBron's would be, his probably would say just like ball or something, just like that. Something simple. It'd just be like that.
Either that or change the world.
Oh, gee. Hashtag kid from Akron. The bottom for sure stuff.
Fix poverty.
What's Pat Bev's? Fight everyone.
I don't even know. But apparently he's trying to say that him and Russ are homies after they've been beefing.
Do you believe it?
I don't know. He said Russ got his sister tickets to the game or something. Speaking of media day,
yeah,
when the Clippers were doing their stuff for Clippers media day, taking pictures and stuff, I don't know if you saw that since all the uniforms are Nike,
yeah,
Kawhi used to be with Nike and then he left for New Balance, but he ripped the Nike logo off his jersey.
Attaboy. Put yourself into Kevin Durant's shoes for a second and imagine you just saw the photo of Ben Simmons' 3-point shot. Do you think he resends the trade quest? But that actually made me feel better. I was like, at least he's back. You know what I'm saying? At least like he's like out there. Because for a minute it was like, is Ben even like want to play basketball anymore? Like, is this actually what he wants to do?
The NBA is so wild.
It's my favorite. It's all
there's like it's not even.
In the NFL,
it's a joke.
In the NFL, point. Sometimes we get 1 Antonio Brown. NBA, there's constant stuff like that going on. It's my favorite.
No, everybody's saying the stupidest stuff, and I don't.
I love it, Loki.
Kendrick Nunn's supposed to be healthy. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Also, real quick, in our franchise in Madden, there was a quarterback that was 40 years old, like 50 overall. I signed him and just named him David Carr. And then against Brandon today, things were going downhill. I put DCA in. He threw a pick. I took him back out. I said, can't have this happen right now.
Aaron Judge, he hit his 61st home run. But also Aaron Judge currently has the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Potentially finishes the season with the Triple Crown for the American League. Best batting average, the highest batting average, most home runs, and most RBIs.
What else could you want?
But I was curious, what do you think is more impressive? The Triple Crown in baseball or the Triple Crown in the NFL like we saw Cooper Kupp?
Triple Crown in baseball is for sure way more impressive.
Yeah.
Because in the NFL, it feels like if you're doing one of them, most likely you're getting the second and the third.
Exactly.
Like, tagging along.
Yeah.
MLB, way harder.
No, that's exactly right. Because in the NFL, Triple Crown, they all feed into each other.
Yeah, you're telling me
more touchdowns, more receptions,
more yards.
Those all they all go together. But in baseball,
wouldn't you be suspicious if you had the most receptions and not the most yards? And you're like, wait a minute.
Then you're like, oh, there's a check down king. But yeah, so those all kind of like, Yeah, if the more yard or the more receptions you
They
get, you're
feed
more
into
likely
each
to have
other,
more
yeah.
yards and more touchdowns. They all kind of go
Exactly,
hand in
yeah.
hand. But baseball, especially like today's league, for him to have the most home runs and not close, by the way,
Yeah.
while also having the best batting average
Uh-huh.
is absurd. Because most like in today's MLB, a lot of guys that hit a lot of home runs do not hit for average.
Yeah,
well.
no.
Like the reason they hit a lot of home runs is because they're swinging.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody that can hit for the most home runs in the league,
But stay-
and also like not close and so amongst the most all time list.
that can hit the most home runs and then connect most of the time.
Yeah, and then actually also be a contact hitter is
Yeah.
absurd. Because usually, I mean, there just aren't guys like that anymore.
Yeah, no, I think for sure the MLB it's way more impressive because again, like we were saying with MLB, it just feels way more. I don't know, really has it more rounded out, right? Like it's like, oh, he's doing multiple things that are making him to be like this like great player. In the NFL, it's like I really would hope you have the most receptions and then most yards. I really hope they follow each other. If you just like I would get if you have the most touchdowns and then not the other two, but if you have like receptions, I really hope you have yards also, and like they kind of follow each other quickly after. But yeah, I think Aaron Judge is doing it is amazing, and like we said, it was like 20 home runs or some 15 home runs more than the next guy up.
Yeah, like 23, something like that. Yeah, I mean, 61 home runs is absurd. And
How often do you think he's getting drug tested? They're getting him every week.
yeah.
Yeah, because they're not going to catch him slipping.
Aaron Judge's daily routine includes a PED test, like 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
But bro, I need to not drink carbonated.
No, but you're
water on the-
cheesing.
on
Yeah.
the- So,
I can tell you're happy.
I'm burping out here. I'm gonna bring kombucha next time.
I just bring ice cream in the little like hats, like the little helmets.
What were we even talking about? Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
So, I know some people have said, and Shohei he hasn't done as good this year as
Yeah.
last year, but there's still been some people saying Shohei Ohtani, for what he does,
Yeah.
as good of a pitcher and as good of a batter as he is, he should basically be winning MVP every year.
Yeah.
And like, how do you not give it to him? But Aaron Judge is the second person to win the Triple Crown. If he does win the Triple Crown, would be the second person to do it since 1967. How do you not give it to that
exactly,
guy? You know?
Dude, exactly. And I'm also thinking like this is the MLB's like perfect star because they're like he's not really getting any drama and like he's hitting all these home runs and he's not on steroids. Like this is the guy we want to be at the top of those.
Cute.
And he's really cute.
He got the teeth fixed.
He did.
He's a looker now.
He's a beautiful man. Hey, Fresno State. Row.
A bow wow.
Oh, yeah. Bow wow wow. Dude, imagine if he hits a home run on your head and you just hear from the stands. What would your walk-up song be? Mine would be probably
California Girls by Katy Perry.
Dude, why was I
I'm
gonna say the same
No, you
thing?
weren't.
Yes, I was just singing it in my head trying to.
We have to delete the podcast. No, mine would be
Welcome to the jungle.
Weezer. No. Just their entire discography.
Real quick, let's talk about that man asking Devontae Adams the worst question of all time. Because if me and you got press passes and they said you have one question to ask Devontae, would it be, Devontae, you're driving this Sunday, would you drive a race car? And he's like, I don't really care, man.
That was probably a beat reporter or something, right?
That has to be, dude.
Because that sounds like one of those questions that it's like they like let the Make-A-Wish kid ask a question.
Yeah.
And like, Dante, I'm so sorry.
Hang on, you said Dante.
Yeah, I know. when they're like, Devontae.
Yeah.
Devontae, do you like race cars?
Yeah.
Devontae, do you like race cars?
No, they let the little kid come in. Devontae, do you like dinosaurs? I love dinosaurs. I like dinosaurs too. And they just walk away.
Devontae, what kind of car?
Yeah.
If you were a race car driver, what kind of car would you drive? We're 0-3. Like, what can you say?
Devontae, if you're a car, would it be a fast one or a slow one? We've lost 3 games, and we're going on to a rivalry week.
That's right.
Devontae, what's your favorite color? We're 0-3. We're playing the Broncos and the Chiefs next before going to the bye. And they go, thank you. And they touch the mic in their hands or have chocolate on them. And they have that red ring around their mouth.
It's like when you were a little kid and you go to the dentist, your dentist have video games.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'd go in there. Is covered. You could see the snot.
No,
dripping
yeah,
from it.
for sure.
And they had the ATV game though.
Oh, mine was always like the snowboarding one or like the old school Spider-Man. And they'd be like, cook.
Like PS2.
Yeah. Or they would just be like, I'm put on TV for you. I just watch. It was just like a soap opera. I'm like, why?
We're gonna start doing some weekly fantasy tips on our podcast. Let me just off the dome. If you've got Josh Allen, start him at QB. You got anything?
Yeah, do you love those ones where it's like, fancy tip of this week, start Patrick Mahomes. Whoa, bro.
Or people say, 5 things we learned in week 3 of the NFL.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes is a pretty good quarterback.
I love the ones where it's like, 5 things we learned. Patrick Mahomes is still good. I'm like, yes. Can't wait for 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll give you a real fancy tip. Do what I do is I've won 2 out of the 3 games. I went all tight ends, and it's worked so far. I think that's slept on.
What?
Like, because you can have, in our league, you have the tight end, the 2 flex spots that can be tight ends. I have 3 starting tight ends.
Do we have 2 flex spots in our league? I thought we only had 1. You start 3 tight ends?
I start 3 tight ends.
Who are your tight ends?
I think I have, let's check.
I don't even have a tight end 1. My tight end gets like 6 points. What? When did you draft tight ends? There's like 3 good tight ends in the NFL.
My tight ends are Darren Waller, T.J. Hawkinson, Tyler Higbee. Starting Rams tight end, starting Detroit tight end, Darren Waller. And I'm just like this.
When did that happen in our draft? You drafted...
No, I drafted Darren Waller. I drafted Higbee. Hawkinson, I traded away Derrick Henry for Hawkinson and Saquon Barkley.
Starting 3 tight ends is wild.
You want one?
I wish I didn't have to start any.
Do you want one? I have Evan Ingram on the bench if you want.
Your dad started Taysom Hill at tight end. I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that either. I saw it. I said, genius.
Then how many points did he get?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
This Thursday night football is a potentially exciting matchup and an all-time uniform matchup.
Let me hear it. All-time uniform?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, let me hear it.
The Bengals in their white uniforms.
Okay, I'm already...
white uniform
and cheese
against the Dolphins. Don't tell me you're sleeping on the Dolphins.
No, I'm not sleeping on the Dolphins, but the way you just... And the Dolphins. I like the delivery at the end. It threw me off.
Who do you think wins that game?
Dude, for some reason, it's just been like... It's been like... Like, I know the Bengals are still, like, they looking okay, but it's like, what happened to them? I was like, I thought we were like, we fixed the O-line for our boy. And it's like, no, he's still dying. He's just dying.
O-line is one of the hardest things to fix about a team. But obviously it's 5 positions instead of 1, but even so, I feel like it's not easy to just bring in, like, a guy and fix it off.
Because if a guy was out there, they just pick up everybody. You know, he would have been gone already.
Well, and even like they drafted some guys, but rookies. I mean, even the best rookie O-linemen still are rookies, and it takes a while.
The Giants, Andrew Thomas, like he was rough in the beginning. Evan Neal right now, he's looking really rough, and we drafted him pick 3.
Interesting.
That's just like it's. Yeah, I don't know. I think Tua's okay, right? He's like remember when they said he's good to play after he like collapsed on the field.
I don't know. They're looking into
the NFL's
reevaluating the NFL's concussion protocol.
The NFL stripped going investigating it.
Yeah,
that man. I'm gonna give you a spoiler. He probably wasn't okay to go back in. That man had a concussion.
But I do think. Well, did you hear what the doctor said afterwards?
What did he say?
Went to because he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And then came back into the game. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, when they did X-rays on him, he had that dog in him.
Oh, did he have that dog in him?
That's what they found. Dude, imagine. They said Tua, you're not concussed, but you got that dog.
Imagine if the NFL goes and they're like, you have to give us like the reports. He's like, well, it's just right here. It's just a pit bull. What do you want me to do?
No, that's legit. Probably that's how that's real life how that conversation went. Is they checked out Tua. They said, so how bad is it? Well, he's got that dog in him.
And the doctor got all fours. And then Tua just walked back there like freaking a robot. But He didn't look okay at all. His head smacked the floor. Like, to go away from... Do you think... Dude, Sterling Shepard, right? His ACL's gone. He was, like, walking. Did you see that? That was the weirdest one to me. He was just walking in his ACL. His left ACL's gone now.
Oh, you mean when he heard it? Or
yeah,
afterwards?
no, when he heard it. Like, he was just, like, lightly jogging. And people are, like Odell on Twitter, he's like, it's metal. You got to get rid of the turf.
Yeah, I know some people... Well, and there's... I know one thing that's being passed around is that in... across the pond, every Premier League team has real grass.
Exactly.
And the NFL, with all of its resources, can't match that.
Oh, yeah. I wonder...
You can't make all the NFL teams have grass and well-kept grass.
I don't know how hard... I don't think it could be that hard to keep grass alive for them, bro. For most of these teams.
I think relatively it's hard, but for the NFL,
no, that's what I'm saying. It can't be that hard at all. And money-wise, all these injuries you're getting, it has to be more effective to keep them on the field playing. Like, it has to be...
Potentially, I mean, if your wide receiver one tears an ACL, what's going to hurt your team more?
Exactly.
Paying to have real grass or having a wide receiver one?
Yeah, if you're like, it's a business, right? The NFL. If I'm the owner, I'm like, okay, what's going to hurt me more? Fixing this grass and having my players be able to play, or keeping this grass I never have to fix, but my players are hurt every year. Someone's going to hurt their leg. Like, it's an easy choice for me. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just because I actually love the game. Some of these boys just be like, play.
they see green, and I'm not talking about that grass.
They ain't talking about that money. Talking about that money.
I want to talk about how dead wrong we were about Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, dude.
Because we said...
To be fair, it was Tyler, most of it.
No, but I absolutely agree with him, though. but also, Tyler said he's also the next Deion Sanders.
Yeah, that's true. So
he said he's the next Deion Sanders, but it's that. That being said, it's the NFL. You don't come in and cook, but Sauce is.
Yeah.
Because we said at the latest week 3 against the Bengals, Sauce gives up his first tug. Yeah. The man has not given up a touchdown yet.
No, someone even
like said he's locking up.
Someone said he brutally locked up Jamar. I said, why'd you have to use the word brutally?
Yeah, Sauce is. He's that guy.
Yeah,
bro.
guys. Sometimes
he's a guy.
Sometimes picks just work, and that one just worked. You get what you're paying for.
Yeah, my goodness, he's something. And also to see him beefing with Jamar,
love it. You see that picture?
If that turns into like a great NFL rivalry,
like I want to keep Talib, Michael Crabtree. That's what I want.
Yeah, or like OBJ and
Josh
Redskin.
Norman.
Yeah.
What'd you say? My bad. I don't know why I attacked you. You can't use Josh Norman. That beef was insane because Odell tried to kill him. Like, they tried to kill each other.
No, it got to the point where they hike and then they just start throwing heads.
Oh, when Josh Norman was just in a pile and Odell just came and tried to, like, take his head off, I'm like, yeah, that was attempted murder. If some of this stuff happened off the field, it would be straight up like you're getting arrested.
Oh, 100%.
And, I really do hope it turns into beef like that. I saw that Tyreek chirped at Eli Apple about this week. And then Tua said, if he's lined up 1-on-1 against Eli Apple, I'm throwing to Tua. I was like, okay. Eli Apple.
Throwing to Tua?
My bad. Throwing to
Tyreek.
What's wrong with me? Yeah. If you're Eli Apple, you got to be locked in this game, bro.
Yeah, I feel like Eli Apple's used to the slander, though.
Yeah, that's true.
After the Super Bowl, Dude,
he's probably just in his room like, born for this. He's like, this is me.
Dude, being an elite or semi-elite corner has got to be so rough.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's things like most corners, if they get cooked, it's like, look at that route Devontae ran. That was a beauty of a route. Jalen Ramsey gets cooked. It's Jalen Ramsey got cooked.
Yeah,
like
straight up.
And same with Eli Apple. Eli Apple gets his ankles taken. It's not like, look at this crazy route. Mm-hmm. It's like Eli Apple got his
What position do you think you could fly most under the radar and not get in the public eye?
Me personally, or just like people in general?
Just like people in general. Like, if you were just like average.
DT.
That's what I was thinking. Like, somewhere, and they're like, well, he doesn't get that many pressures. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be in here, though.
Yeah, I think.
Fullback, maybe? No, but I might miss a block or something.
You can miss a block and
might drop something.
Yeah, that's what comes to mind out of the 11 offensive and defensive. I would say, yeah, as far as positions that you can kind of like, you could just like not be good and you're not gonna get exposed. I feel it's like
gotta be
DT's up there.
And the one that you're number one's gotta be quarterback, right? where like you can't fly under the radar.
Yeah, no, you can't.
And then
Second after that might be center or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to be like maybe,
guys that are getting those are the two people that are getting the ball every play.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to be like maybe can I sneak in that guard? No, because if you're getting thrown down, people are gonna know your name. Like people are gonna know this guy's awful. It might be, and then it might top 5 might be corner. Like because if you might not be able to pass being average or on corner.
Yeah, you get exposed more as a corner getting burnt than as a receiver getting clammed.
Oh, 100%. Like the worst might be Juju, where like you weren't that insane, but now everyone knows your name and now everyone watches your stat line.
Yeah, that's one of the wild things about sports is that when you become like a guy that everybody knows, like a household name. Yeah. When you market yourself well and you become a household, everybody knows this guy. It's a double-edged sword.
It for sure is.
Because you're not, like, once everybody knows you, you're only as good as, like, people, like, based on relative to how people think you are.
Exactly, yeah.
Because, like, imagine what the season we're expecting from Daniel Jones. How good does he have to do for you to be like, Daniel Jones had a good season?
Not good.
Probably like 25th best quarterback in the league. And you're like, that was a good season for Daniel Jones.
25 best quarterback, and they're like, significant improvement.
Yeah, exactly. Versus like Josh Allen does that well, and you're like, he had a horrible season.
Yeah, exactly.
They're both playing the same position. They're both QB1s for their teams. Yeah. But it's just we expect so much more out of this guy because he's like, we hold him so highly.
Because if you said 15 touchdowns on the year, right, passing, and you said Danny's at that and Josh is at that, Josh like, what happened to Josh? Danny, it's like, he's here. Like the Danny we've been waiting for has arrived.
Well, it's even like there's some teams where you could be like being one of the best wide receiver too. Like think of the way that we view T. Higgins. Mm-hmm. T. Higgins is viewed as like he's really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
But it's also because you're expecting him as like a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. So it's like
same thing that happened to Juju. It's like, oh, he's really good behind it. Antonio Brown.
Well, even it's not even necessarily about who they're playing with, but just like your expectations.
Yeah, your expectations is like do you think you could slide being average at kicker or no?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, they would know your name.
Well, no, kickers probably maybe the like after quarterback might be
that might be the worst one. Yeah, they might get you. The one that broke my heart is Blankenship getting cut. That one hurt my heart. Lego Boy,
he was good.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, he's really good in like the Lego video. I'm like, I love him. And he's cut. I was like, okay, good.
Kicking is tough. Well, and also people pass around the stuff about Daniel Carlson and how the Vikings cut him before the Raiders got him. Which one way people spin it is like, wow, the Vikings fumbled the bag so bad, or the Vikings fumbled the bag. But then also
the Vikings made the right move. I look at it, I'm like,
textbook. That's what you do.
That's what you do because no hate on Daniel. Like we love Daniel. He missed some kicks for the Vikings.
No, that is the textbook thing you do is you would cut him, and then he took that as a learning opportunity. I assume
that is the definition of like he just needs a change of scenery.
Well, and even that's where it's one of those things where it's like you can view it as like he's always been that guy. The Vikings couldn't see it; they cut him, and then he shining in for the Raiders. You could view it that way, or you could be like, maybe he wasn't that great then, and then the Vikings cut him, and then he like
learned from
maybe,
it's like
maybe he learned from actually setbacks.
Or maybe he just actually hated the Vikings, and it was all a ploy to get out.
That's probably it.
He was like, I really don't like Minnesota. Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I really don't like Minnesota. Huh?
Now that we do NFL international games, should we start sending our 2 worst teams to play in London and letting them keep the loser?
That's what we talked about earlier. I think they should be like, Giants, you're going to go play. They get there, there's no return ticket. It's like, and they give them the uniforms. Why does this say London Bulldogs on my uniform? They say, welcome to Wembley Stadium. This is your home, big dog.
And then do they actually play football, or do they get there and they're like, okay, here you go, and then they play soccer?
Yeah, they give them a soccer kit. Because I don't know if a British team will ever work because that like the traveling for those games would be insane. But still, like if they needed to do it, there's 3 teams in Florida.
You know how I put like a little 10-second clip at the start of the
Yeah.
podcast? Should we start faking it?
Yeah, and it's not.
And then they
there.
watch the rest of the podcast. No, you did not just say that, bro. That's such a crazy take. That's such a no, bro. What? I can't believe you just said that, bro.
What do you mean Josh Allen's not top 5?
What I said was he's not the top 5 cutest quarterbacks.
Just little snippets in the beginning. Just for Twitter, like a 5-second, like just, you know when they put like...
Hold up, LeBron said what?
You know on Twitter when it's just like, it's like a montage with a 5-second clips, like all cut up? It's like, LeBron did what? Daniel Jones will win the Super Bowl.
You'll never guess who's calling me right now. No way. Who could be at the door? Come in.
It's like this. Tom Brady.
It's Thursday night. Don't you have somewhere to be? Joe Burrow.
You know, there is a secret way. If you guys want your NFL team to win, there is a secret formula that was written a long time ago.
The PayPal is in the bio.
There's a secret way. If you guys want your team to win, if you need your fantasy team to win, tell me what player you got left. Me and Noah will arrive at that stadium, and somebody's not coming out the locker room.
I think one of the things about recent NFL that people moved on from way too quickly and just never brought up again is Bountygate.
Yeah, no, that was swept under the rug.
Bountygate just like people just moved on. They said, all right, they were trying to kill players. It's
Dude,
all right.
Okay, so that we don't talk about, but then NFL's like, is the envelope cold? Right?
Oh yeah.
It's always like, did they rig the lottery? NFL's like, I'm gonna pay you $50,000 to break his neck, and it's like, we don't talk about that anymore.
And guess what? Sean Payton's a great coach. And guess what? Last year I wanted him to coach the Raiders.
We don't talk about how brutal the old Raiders were. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day. Like, have you ever seen the clips where the old Raiders are like, yeah, I'd wear a cast and I would just beat the guy. Like, I would just poke him in the eye. I'm like, good. That's nice. I hope it helped you win football games.